So I really wanted to have this video out a couple days ago, but I was in New York. I'm a New Yorker. No, I'm really not, but I was away. I was in New York, so I didn't have time to get it done. But I wanted to talk about The Last of Us Episode 7, and I wanted to also address some of my thoughts and concerns I had from Episode 6 all in this video. So we're going to start with Episode 6 and my concerns. Then we're going to jump into Episode 7 and my, I guess, review. I mean, it's a little bit past like the review cycle of this. Those videos last like a day before viewership falls like right off. So whatever, just wanted to talk about my thoughts on it really quickly. I wasn't going to make it, and then I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to make this video. So first off, wanted to address last week because at the end of the episode something happened that I totally forgot happened in the game. I forgot that there was a part of the game where Joel got impaled. And I know some of you are probably getting ready like, oh my God, how did you forget about that? That's like such a big moment in the game. You know, like I said multiple times, I never fully played the game. I watched it on my friend's couch. I must have missed it, or I just kind of forgot about it. Totally forgot that it was a thing. So I was watching that kind of as a regular viewer. And at that, I was watching that as a regular viewer who has seen things like The Walking Dead, where they are notorious for really bad cliffhangers. I've seen, you know, other shows like that where they've done cliffhangers and they didn't land too well. So when I saw that here and I totally forgot about what happened in the game, yeah, I was disappointed, and there is no reason for me to mask that, hide that, or anything of the sort. That is genuinely how I felt. And I also didn't realize in that video, I didn't realize right after the episode aired that there was a trailer. I didn't see it. I must have passed it somehow. That's no excuse. I don't know. But regardless, my feelings were my feelings. They still are my feelings, even though I do recognize that this was adapted one for one on the game. And I went back to watch the episode, and I got to say, episode 6 was fantastic. And I said it about the whole rest of the episode. It was a great episode. It was probably one of the best ones. I loved the scenery. They were just flexing in that episode with Jackson. My God, like the stuff they did in it was just awesome. It was great to see. I just didn't like the ending. I still feel the same way as someone who does not remember the scene from the game, to be completely honest with you. I still feel the exact same way. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of the way they did it on a cliffhanger, but that was all alleviated right at the beginning of episode 7. So now we're going to talk about episode 7. In the beginning, first thing you see, we see Joel and we see the immediate impact of what happened there. Ellie and Joel went to some abandoned house, and Ellie is trying to do her best to take care of Joel, but Joel is pushing her away. And off the bat, that was just beautiful. It was done so well there. And what I really liked about it is you got to see when Joel was pushing Ellie away to go back to Tommy, you got to see he was crying because he was feeling a mixed bag of emotions. Like, you know, this is how I'm going to die. This is, you know, my way of pushing Ellie away from me. This is her last memory of me. And yes, I ripped that straight from the podcast, but I thought about it during the episode. I really think it is absolutely true. Pedro Pascal's acting there, showcasing all of those emotions, was just absolutely incredible. And then from there, we see Ellie go up the stairs, and it immediately brings us into this flashback with Riley. I'm not sure what this episode's name was. I forget, but I know it's the name of the DLC from the game, and I've never played it, never seen it, other than the fact that I knew of it. I knew what happened, but I never saw it. So I don't know. I've seen like YouTube analysis of the game, so I know what happened. And when we saw the trailers, I knew we were going to do this. But as I was thinking about what I was going to say for this review, I think the biggest takeaway that I have was if I didn't know, and I had no idea who Riley was. I didn't know there was a DLC. I didn't know any of that. And I was just watching this as a brand new viewer. I'm not sure how I would have felt about this episode. I mean, there were awesome visuals in it, but from that perspective, I'm not sure how I felt. But being that I did know where this story kind of went, even though I didn't see it, didn't play it, so I don't know how well it was adapted, I gotta tell you, I really liked this episode. It wasn't my favorite out of all that we've seen so far. I mean, not every single one of them is going to be like top tier, but this was a good episode. It was a good flashback sort of, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, like setup episode, but prequel, something like Negan Here's Negan, whatever they're called. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't have a script. So whatever those kind of episodes were like before the main story. Yeah, this was one of those, and we got to see Riley and Ellie's relationship, and kind of Ellie before everything that went down in the events of the story and all of that stuff. So we got to understand her a little bit more. And I really did like that. I liked that dynamic. I liked seeing her in day to day and how she interacted with people. So that was cool to see. But where it really shined for me was the introduction of Riley, who's played by the actress who was in Euphoria, who is absolutely fantastic in Euphoria. She is a wonderful, phenomenal supporting character in that show, and she does the same thing here. I wish I remembered her name, but I don't know her name. But I really liked their dynamic together. You could tell they had like chemistry right from the get-go. I'm sure they worked really hard to find the right actress to have that kind of chemistry, and they really did here. They nailed it. It was great to see. But where this episode really shines for me, I should say, is in the mall, because this was giving flashbacks and alludes to one of my all-time favorite zombie shows, movies, whatever you call them, Dawn of the Dead, the original, the 1978 or 74 version. This gave straight up George A. Romero Dawn of the Dead vibes. And one day I'm going to make a video on that movie because I love that movie. I think if you're a Walking Dead fan, if you're a Last of Us fan, you have to see it, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, you immediately go into this mall and you have those vibes. But not only that, you have these amazing visuals that drew you right back into nostalgia. And I absolutely loved it. But at the same time, I was absolutely terrified of it because I would never want to be in a mall that way. Like, sure, those liminal spaces stuff where you're in a mall, like in Gary's mod, where you go play through a mall or something and it's empty and it's just you. That's terrifying in and of itself. The back rooms, they're terrifying in and of themselves and things like that. But here, you get all of that and you have a cordyceps outbreak. Nuh-uh, I would never do that. I would never do that. I would be the first one to be like, fuck no, I am going home. And even if that person tried to get me to go there, I'd be like, you're out of your fucking mind. I'm not doing this. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, from a realistic perspective, good for Ellie and Riley if they actually felt that way, even though these are fake characters. But like, fuck no. In the real world, I would never do that. I'm sure you wouldn't either. That's horrible. But that being said, it was really cool to see, even though it was acted, it was really cool to see Ellie experience things for the first time, like an escalator, a merry-go-round, playing in an arcade, Mortal Kombat 2 and things like that. That was all really cool to see, and the visuals there were absolutely great. I really liked how they set it up. From the whole episode, you knew something was going to go wrong. I mean, it's The Last of Us. Nothing ever goes right, and there's a reason Ellie was the way she was and said she lost everyone. We knew this was a story of that. So they were setting it up throughout the episode, but I think they did a good job of kind of feeling like someone was there watching throughout the whole episode, because you're in a mall alone. Obviously, there's going to be something evil there. Like, I don't know what you're thinking. I wouldn't do that. Anyway, whatever. Of course, they set that up a little bit. Where I guess I was a little disappointed in that was they only had one walker, zombie, clicker, whatever you call them. They only had one of those in here. Like, you would think, because he was tied to the I forget what you call it, he had all of it like wrapped around him. I would have thought it woke up a ton of them, but there was only one, when apparently they put all of them in there and it was infected by the dead. I didn't really understand that, and I was a little confused about how only one attacked them. And I know for a fact in the DLC there was multiple that attacked, so I don't understand what they did, if it was for a budgetary reason, if it was, I don't know what it was, maybe action, maybe they just wanted it to be one, but it was a little silly that there was only one of them. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way, but yeah, I just thought I'd mention that because that was the one thing that was just a little goofy. But the rest of the episode I thought was really good. I thought the buildup of Riley and Ellie as friends, and then maybe more than friends, I liked that. I really enjoyed the way they told that. And overall, I liked the episode. It wasn't my favorite. Obviously not everyone, like I said in the beginning, obviously not everyone is going to be my favorite, but this one was really good. It was a good one-off episode in an environment that brings me so much nostalgia and homage to some classics. So it was great to see that. The visuals, as always, were awesome here. At this point, they were just straight up flexing. So that's really great to see. But yeah, with that out of the way, I want to thank you so much for watching this video. That really concludes the entire thing here. And yeah, until the next one, I'll be back for my episode 8 review, and I got a ton of other stuff that I'm working on at the moment. So with all of that out of the way, thank you so much for watching this video. Like it if you liked it, subscribe if you aren't already, and until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.